Sílvio in the area, and the mystery that turns the game. And there, my beautiful people. Here, the speaker is Sílvio, the official cutthroat and #1 fan of Kim Amaquita, bringing to you very warmly everything that happened in today's chapter, Monday, July 27, 2026. And look, today is not just any day, see? Today is one of those days when we wait for the whole soap opera to happen. Because finally, a gigantic mystery that had been on since the beginning of the second phase of the plot came in response. First of all, let me warn you of something important. Everything I'm going to tell you here comes from reliable sources and duly consulted, so you can rest assured that it's not baseboard gossip. It's serious information about the world of dramaturgy, just told of the light and tasty way that only the MUNDO AGORA channel knows how to do. And if you're new here, welcome to the family. Here in the world now, we live by soap operas, backstage, good gossip, no malice, no offense to anyone. This is indisputable here, respect always in the first place. But look at something I need to tell you, because this is serious. Sometimes the Tutubi, for reasons that we still don't even know, simply doesn't deliver the video to everyone who has already subscribed to the channel. So it is. Many people who are already part of our class end up not even seeing when we post a new video. So my golden tip is, in addition to signing up, activate the bell, see? This way you guarantee that you will receive the correct notification without depending only on the algorithm. Now let's get to what matters. Today's chapter revolved around, played by Natalia Dill, who since the beginning of the second phase of the novel was only a character. She appeared, disappeared, only Otoniel, Tony Ramos's character, seemed to see her straight, and that raised all that nice doubt. Is she real? Is she a ghost of the past? Is it a frame? Well, folks, today the soap opera decided it was time to stop letting us gnaw our nails and finally revealed who this woman is, in fact, and what she represents in Otoniel's story. And it doesn't stop there, as long as this mystery gained an answer. Other plot cores were also on fire. Carmita realized she was deceived by Edson, and then, guys, you can feel the revolt, right? Nobody likes to see a character being carried away like that. Ademir, lived by Dan Stulbach, began to receive anonymous threats, and that's just the tip of a much larger imbroglio that has been building behind the scenes of the plot. And Tiago was still dealing with a night that ended in a very embarrassing way back at Bruna and Pedro's house. But calm down, I'm not gonna let go all at once. Let me ask you a question. Will this mysterious woman that only Otoniel saw bring peace to his heart, or will it be the trigger for a tragedy? I'll tell you everything right in the next part, with name, last name, and every detail of how this revelation was built. Stay with me, and the noise will get even more intense. Part 2, The Great Reveal. I'm back, guys, and let's go straight to the point where everyone was crazy to know. Who is anyway? According to the official summary of this Monday, July 27th, the soap opera finally reveals who this woman is, who, since the beginning of the second phase, appeared only to Otoniel and awakened all that doubt about what really happened in his past. That is, it was not his imagination. It wasn't just an intelligence resource to create climate. There was, in fact, a story behind that television presence, and today's chapter pulled that thread. And what is me the most with this comeback, folks, is that she's not isolated. The plot, written by Walsir Carrasco and Claudia Suto, with the collaboration of Wendell Bendelack, Martha Mendonça, Julia Lax, and Bruno Segadilla, has built this mystery in parallel with the novel's main revenge. The one involving Adriana's character, played by Letitia Collin. So notice how smart that is. On one side, you have a woman trying to erase the past to do justice in the present. On the other, a man trying to understand the presence of someone wrapped in secret. Two narrative lines that walk together, and that, little by little, cross. With's identity revealed, Otoniel simply can't get it out of his head anymore. And the two meet again. Pay attention to that, because this reunion is the kind of scene that changes the course of an entire nucleus. We know that a good soap opera is like that. It revealed the mystery, but opened the door to a new chapter of emotional consequences. It's not just, now I know who she is, and period. It's, now I know who she is, what do I do with that feeling? And the public is already in an uproar in the comments and in the specialized columns commenting on this turn. It makes perfect sense, because maintaining a mystery like this going around so many chapters and delivering the answer with the right timing is a tough nut to crack for any soap opera author. And look how crazy. This revelation takes place exactly in the same week that other plot cores are also in boiling, as you will see later on. I just hold this curiosity with me. Does have any direct connection with the revenge Adriana is setting up against the men who made her suffer? I'll tell you what the backstage is signaling about this in the next part. Stay tuned that the thing thickens. Part 3. The climate of James, Bruna, and the catch of Carmita Bora for the next core, which also made the sleeve cloth in the today's chapter. Tiago, lived by Gui Ferraz, dawned the day after spending the night at Bruna's, Nanda Marcus, and Pedro's house, still unable to hide the embarrassment of the night before. And look at this dull situation, guys. The thing only comes to an end when Silvana appears to look for him, preventing the episode from taking on even greater proportions. You can imagine the climate inside that house, right? Everyone looking at each other in the corner of their eye. No one wanting to touch the subject head on. And it is important to remember the context of this core. Bruna has already been establishing a very clear boundary with Tiago, making it difficult for him to accept her only as a friend. So that embarrassing night enters well into this delicate moment of the relationship between the two, where he doesn't seem to accept this no very well, and she needs to reinforce her position. It's that kind of situation that we see in A Circle of Friends too, but here on the screen, with the right to emotional close-ups and soundtrack. Meanwhile, on the other side of the plot, Carmita realizes she was deceived by Edson. And here, guys, I'm going to be because I don't want to make a guess beyond the account of anyone's intention, but you can feel a little bit of indignation when you see a character being rolled up like that. Isn't it? The soap opera has built precisely this feeling that no one can keep life under control anymore. Relationships that seemed protected now live with the discomfort of doubt, and lies that seemed small begin to weigh in. And it doesn't stop there. Ademir, the renowned lawyer lived by Dan Stolbach, felt the weight of a new gear forming upon receiving an anonymous email. Threatening, which caused a lot of concern in Dora, character of Mariana Jimenez. According to columns specialized in covering novels, this is just the first blow of a real revenge operation that has been against him in the following chapters. But then comes the question that he doesn't want to remain silent. Who is behind this anonymous email, and what did Ademir do in the past to deserve such fury? I'll tell you everything the official have already revealed about this in the next part. And look what the name behind it might surprise you. Part 4. Ademir, Adriana's revenge, and the scandal that becomes news. The time has come to unravel this mess involving Ademir, because guys, this promises to become one of the biggest scandals of the plot. According to the official released by columns specializing in soap operas, Suli, region experienced by Julia Stockler, assumes to have sent such an anonymous message that promised to turn Ademir's life upside down. And the most impressive thing, the case is not restricted to the family environment. It gains a public dimension. Ademir discovers that Pedro represents Sueli and arrives at the police station under the eyes of the press, seeing the case gain a proportion that he can no longer managely. And guess who's watching all this from the box, satisfied with the repercussion? Adriana, played by Letitia Collin, who finished the result alongside Mau Mau. After more than 60 chapters setting up her revenge, she finally begins to see the gear work against the men who, according to the plot, mysteriously marked her past. And the only increases. Kliber informs Pedro that 2 other women also want to denounce Ademir. That is, what could be treated as a single charge begins to seriously threaten the reputation that the lawyer took his whole life to build. It's the kind of turn that leaves us on the edge of the chair, because it messes directly with the idea that reputation and power cannot much faster than builds. While a powerful man begins to lose control over his own image, Pilar, played by Isabel Teixeira, discovers that not even inside her own house does she dominate all the information. A sign that this nucleus will still yield quite close of surprise and tense atmospheres at the dinner table. It is this type of construction that makes Quem Amaquita so, at the same time, threat, fraud, and mystery within a single dramatic movement. But do you hold her curiosity? Because the question that remains is, will Adriana be able to keep her parole intact while arming all this revenge, or will her scheme itself turn against her? I'll tell you what comes up in the next part, with just right names and dates. Part 5. Pre-save break. Thanking those in the area.
Oops guys, before continuing, I need to stop everything here for a minute, because today I'm very happy to see the affection you sent there in our last video. And as here in the world now, we value each one of you. I, Sílvio, as Director of Relationships and Engagement at the channel, separated 3 comments to send a special greeting. First salvo goes to Marilena Aparecida de Sousa, from Uberlandia.
Minas Gerais, who works as a hairdresser and commented that she has been watching the channel since last year, always following the news of Quem Amaquita on time. Marilyn, your comment brought a smile to my face. Saw it? Thank you very much for the company you always have. The second salvo goes to your Ronivaldo Carlos Pereira from Recife, Pernambuco, application driver, who said that he discovered the channel about 8 months ago and since, so don't miss a single video. Ronivaldo, I'm very happy to know that we are part of your moment of rest between one race and another. And the third salvo goes to Fernanda Cristina Albuquerque from Manaus, Amazonas, an elementary school teacher who is one of the first followers of the channel, following it from the beginning. Fernanda, the affection of those who have been with us since the beginning is what motivates me the most to continue to bring these soap operas with such whim. A huge hug to the three of you, and to everyone who comments, likes, and shares. You are why the world now exists. Behind the scenes observation, just to make it clear, these three names, cities, and professions are illustrative, created especially for this moment of video interaction. Now let's go back to the soap opera, because there are still some really good backstage to tell you, including something new involving a well-known actress who is back on the globe. Stay with me. Part 6. Backstage, cast, and the novelty that already moves with the next soap opera of the 6 pure backstage bag, which is what you like the most here on the channel. Quem Ama Cuida is produced at Estudios Globo, created and written by Walcir Carrasco and Claudia Soto, with the collaboration of Wendell Bendelac, Martha Mendonça, Julia Lax, and Bruno Segadilla. The artistic direction is by Amora Mautner, the general direction is by Caetano Caruso, and the core direction is by Alexandre Macedo, Natalia Ribas, Augusto Lana, Fabio, and Oliveira. The production is signed by Quaresma and Isabel Ribeiro, the executive production is by Lucas Zardo, and the dramaturgy direction is by Jose Villamarim. The soap opera premiered on TV Globo on May 18, 2026, and airs from Monday to Saturday starting at 9:15 p.m. The cast brings together big names like Leticia Collin, Chase Wade, Natalia Dill, Renato Goes, Isabel Teixeira, Agatha Moreira, Flavia Alessandra, Alexandre Borges, and Tony Ramos. A true first-rate team to support all these parallel plots of revenge, mystery, and secret that we have been accompanying. And look at this fresh gossip that came out along with the coverage of today's episode. According to specialized columns, the actress Camila Morgado already has a confirmed return to Globo to live a villain in the next plot of the 6. That is, people, while Quem Ama Cuida is still at the height of its upheavals, the backstage of the station is already keeping an eye on what comes next, and this shows the size of the gear behind a soap opera, while a story is still being told. The next one is already being drawn. Interesting detail for those who like soundtrack. The opening theme of Quem Ama Cuida is Pra Mejorar, in the voice of Marisa Monte with the participation of Seu Jorge and Flor Jorge, a choice well aligned with the mood of the soap opera, which mixes lightness in the sound with heavy plots of revenge and secrecy in the plot. But going back to the present, will Adriana's revenge continue? Moving forward without her being caught offside? I show you everything that has already been confirmed about the next chapters in the next part, and look at the weight reveal coming soon. Part 7. What's coming? Pending revelations for the week. Now, people, the moment that many people are waiting for, what has already been confirmed to continue in Quem Ama Cuida in the next chapters, straight from the official published by columns. Specialized. According to these sources, Adriana will fear her parole when Pilar threatens to denounce her for trespassing. That is, her own revenge plan may begin to face very serious legal consequences. Rafael will demand that Brigitte stay away from, and Dora will kick Ademir out of the house. Quite a move, as it shows that even within his own home, the lawyer can't handle his image anymore. Carolina will be surprised when Andre ends his relationship with her, confessing that he loves another woman, which makes Dora quite uncomfortable knowing why. Bruna and Pedro will also argue over Carmita, showing that this nucleus still has tense climates reserved for the coming days. And there's more. Ademir will discover that Pedro is, in fact, the lawyer for the new women who denounced him. And Bruna will catch Pedro and Adriana talking, unseen, a scene that promises to deliver good gossip within the plot itself. On the mystery side, continues to expand thystic component of the novel, since, even with the identity revealed, explanations have yet to come about what actually linked her past to Otoniel. According to the consulted sources, this set of chapters, which runs from July 27 to early August. It marks a moment when power begins to change hands, old find answers, and even apparently protected relationships start to live with the discomfort of doubt. Perfect summary to describe what we have been following here today. It is worth remembering that these abstracts may undergo minor adjustments according to the addition made by the station, And then, can you feel that chill in your belly just thinking about what's coming? I feel it. And that's why we'll keep bringing everything right, chapter by chapter, here on the channel. Part 8. Closing. Question to you and thanks. And so we close another summary of Quem Ama Cuida here with Sílvio, on the Mundo Agora channel. Today there was a revelation of ancient mystery, embarrassing climate, betrayal, anonymous threat, and revenge taking shape. A chapter of those that let us move on to the next. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think we'll bring only good things to Otoniel's life, or could she be the trigger for tragedy up ahead? Comment down here with a yes if you believe everything will work out between the two, or a no if you think tragedy is coming. I want to see this comment bombing, see? And it's no exception. It subscribes to the Mundo Agora channel. Activates the bell so you don't miss any update. Because, as I said at the beginning, sometimes the video delivery varies here, and the bell helps to ensure that you don't miss anything we post. Follow us also in Pre-Stuck, because there is bonus content there that doesn't go up anywhere else. Thank you so much for coming this far with me, really. Every minute you dedicate to watching and commenting is what keeps this channel up. A huge kiss, a tight hug, and until the next chapter, this is Sílvio, saying goodbye for today, to the world now.